Hey guys, I'm Dan and welcome back to Adventures in Guitarland, where I teach you how to play guitar by playing a role-playing game. Today, yet another installment in our dynamic playing series for beginners. That's what I've been going through this whole month. Before we get into that, be sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you're notified whenever I come out with new content. Additionally, leave me a comment below. What do you want to see from this? What kind of adventures do you want me to start running through? I'm going to start writing a lot more story stuff so we can start getting those out there very soon. That being said, let's get into what we're talking about today, the pull-off. So the pull-off, many people think, is just a reverse hammer-on. And it's kind of true, but it's also kind of not. It comes with a whole other dynamic of things that you have to watch out for and different ways to practice it. It's just the reverse. So just like if you understand anything about working out, lifting weights, you have contrasting muscle groups. For example, your pectorals and your triceps work together. They push things, whereas your back and your biceps pull things. Well, we were just doing push with the hammer-ons. We're pushing through. Now it's a separate set of muscles to pull off. So what is a pull-off and what does it sound like? A pull-off is, again, another dynamic technique. It's a legato technique, but descending instead of ascending like the hammer-on was. So instead of ascending up, you are going down. And this can be extremely hard to control tempo-wise because you want to just go fast, but if you go too fast, you start to lose clarity. So that's step one. Definitely with this one, definitely practice with the metronome and get your fingers used to coming off on time. Second thing with this is it does create a whole different range of issues to deal with. This is where you start having to deal a lot more with muting unwanted noise. Let me give you two examples of different pull-offs, and we're just going to do just a quick pull-off from C to B to A to G. So here's example one. Not bad, right? Here's example two. Tell me if you hear anything different. There's a lot of issues with that. Not only is my pull-offs actually plucking because I'm going more sideways, but on that last note, I'm actually ringing out that B string just a little bit. So you have to be careful with that when it comes to this technique. You have to make sure that you're only ringing out the notes you're intending to. This isn't as evident when you're just doing a one string run like that. But when you're doing something where you're going across strings, especially up, you gotta mute those strings that you just played, otherwise they continue to ring out. So, see how that was cleaner? And I was using a right hand muting technique on that to block out the string that just played when I plucked the next one, when I picked it. There are a myriad of different muting techniques, and we'll go through a lot more as we go on. But for this one, you need to know a couple. The first one is learning to mute it out with your right hand when you're switching strings. So in this example, what I'm doing is actually putting that fleshy part of my hand right there to mute out that string as I'm picking the next note. That's one way to do it. The next one you can always do is a mute with your left hand. I don't want to hear that B and E string, so I'm going to leave that finger on there while and I can be pretty aggressive with it, and you're not hearing anything from those because that finger's just resting on them. I'm not pushing down, I'm just resting it there. That's another technique. That being said, you can avoid having to do that by just having proper technique. So with a pull-off, the proper technique is to come off quickly and straight up, not that direction, because it sounds like another picked note. It's not legato. That's nice and legato. That's picked. So you want to come straight off. The only one that you might pick a little bit is when you're coming off there. It's kind of hard not to do sometimes. When you're going to that open string, you just want to kind of flick it. So how do we practice this? Very simple. One string at a time. And to begin with, we're going to go one finger at a time. So we're going to start on the A string, and we're going to go from 5 to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 2, 2 to open. next string. And keep going all the way up. Next thing you want to do is just practicing running down legato. Is just go with one note, then two notes, then go three notes, then four. All those pull-offs. Do that for each string until you got it down. All right, so how do you incorporate this in your playing? Well, what I was playing in the beginning was something just very, very simple and very easy. It was a one-string run down the C major scale, starting on the high E of the first string, that high E string. So all I was doing was pulling off from E to D to C. And then I moved it, switched position, and went from D to C to B. And then down to C, B, A. And then ended on that G. And that's all I did. I just did it in succession. I didn't do any trills. It was all pull-offs because it was pick, pull off, pick, pull off, pull off. And I did slide down to the last note. But you've already covered slides, so you know how to do that. So you can see how that, even just moving down the most basic of scales with a little 3-note pull-off, can really add a lot to your playing. So there you go. That is how to do a pull-off on guitar. I hope you enjoyed. Please click that like, subscribe, and bell icon so you're notified again whenever I come out with new content. Next week, trills. It's basically how to put together hammer-ons and pull-offs, but there are some tricky things you have to be aware of when doing that. So I look forward to that. And until next time, enjoy your adventure, and I'll see you in Guitarland.